The nation stood still as breaking news flashed across every screen. Supreme Court of the United Kingdom has just delivered a historic ruling, forcing Keir Starmer out of office. Gasps echoed across the newsroom as anchors struggled to keep their composure. It wasn't just another political headline, this was a seismic shock that could reshape the entire British political landscape overnight. For many, the unthinkable had just become reality. How did it come to this? And why now? The story began to unravel quickly. Investigative reports revealed a web of controversies that had quietly been building behind the scenes for months. Confidential documents, leaked just days ago, painted a damning picture of alleged misconduct, legal missteps, and backroom deals tied to Starmer's leadership. While his supporters dismissed it as a smear campaign, legal experts warned the evidence was compelling enough to trigger a constitutional crisis. The BBC cut to stunned correspondents outside Parliament, describing a political scene bordering on chaos. Inside the Houses of Parliament, panic was palpable. Senior Labour Party figures reportedly held emergency meetings, some pleading with Starmer to step aside before the ruling became public. Others urged him to fight back, convinced the judiciary would never dare remove a sitting party leader. But the Supreme Court of the United Kingdom's decision was swift and unanimous. Starmer had compromised the integrity of the office, and must vacate his position immediately. Even veteran MPs were left speechless. Outside, protests erupted within minutes of the verdict. Some waved banners demanding justice, while others shouted for Starmer's return, calling him the victim of a political coup. The atmosphere grew electric, almost riotous, as crowds surged toward Downing Street. Police presence intensified. It felt less like a normal political transition and more like the early hours of a revolution. The country seemed to teeter on the edge of something far bigger than just one man's downfall. Meanwhile, political commentators like Andrew Neil and Piers Morgan went live on air, dissecting every detail. Neil called it the most devastating political collapse of the century, while Morgan questioned whether democracy itself was under threat. Social media exploded with conspiracy theories, some claiming secret foreign influence and others hinting at betrayal from within Starmer's own inner circle. The mystery only deepened. Who had orchestrated this, and what did they stand to gain? In the wake of the chaos, the Conservative Party seized the moment. Senior Tories hinted at calling for snap elections, while leadership hopefuls began circling like vultures. Even within Labour, whispers grew louder about possible replacements. Names like Angela Rayner and Wes Streeting were floated, though none dared speak publicly. Britain suddenly stood at a crossroads, leaderless and uncertain, staring into a political void. As night fell, Starmer himself finally emerged outside his home, his face grim and pale under the flash of cameras. He delivered a short, defiant statement: "This is not the end. The truth will come out." Then he turned and walked back inside, ignoring the barrage of questions hurled at him. It was a moment that felt less like resignation and more like a warning, a hint that the fight was far from over. Now, as the dust settles and the UK holds its breath, one haunting question remains: if the highest court in the land can topple the leader of the opposition overnight, what, or who, will they come for next?